back, guys. This is part 2 to the 1972 Evinrude 9.5 that was in my garage, in both 2 garages for 25 years. Just finally figured I'd dig it out. I had no cover on it, but it was in the garage, thank God. I'm going to run down what I did to it to get it back going. About 2.5 hours worth of labor. In review, the main thing I did here, the carburetor, the ear was broken off and it was all bent out of shape. I tried to fix it, but it was cracked already and it broke. So I changed the upper carburetor half. Left the lower. The lower was fine. I used the float, all the parts from here, gasket and everything on that carburetor. The ring under the magneto was worn, about 12 thousandths thinner widthwise. Pull handle still worked, but it's ready to break. The rope was like new, but it was about 9 inches too short, so I put a new rope on it. 5/32 for my roll. And I have to work on the low speed mixture. I can't get the knob to stay on. So you have to change the cable valve or something. It's kind of it's short for some reason. I don't know why, but anyway. That's the only thing I really have to do is just to get the stock knob. So I have a temporary knob on there just to adjust the mixture. But after all said and done, this is what we have now. This motor pumps really good. Actually pumps more than the last one I did, so I'll have to look into changing the pump on the last one. So I found the right cover in my stock too. Ironically, the third motor I pulled out of my shed, I have a short video I put out the other day, had this cover on it, the 72 cover. And that motor was a 65, so it had the one with the latch. The turn latch is on the cover itself, so it wasn't the right cover. Maybe that was somehow when I moved, I might have just switched them by mistake, but this is probably the original cover. I cleaned it up. The seal isn't in great shape, but I could fix that with silicone. And the 73 cover is a much nicer seal, but I'm not going to use it because this is repairable. I mean, if it was nothing there, then I would use this cover. But again, it's the joy of just having all these parts and to do all this, you know. But she runs really good. Again, these motors got to get on a boat. You really got to run them, you know, full throttle and clean them out, you know. Running them in a test little barrel like this ain't nothing. I do have a test tank in the back, in my backyard, but I haven't used it in years. So, but she runs really good and I'm happy. This is number 2. And number 3, I'll have an update on that pretty soon. It's amazing, the water pumps, the impellers. The impellers, you know, last for years without being used. As long as they're out of the, you know, the weather, you know. But this is the RPH motor. It should run for quite a while, you know, get a couple years, more years out of this thing, you know. But everything looks good. There was no thermostat in it when I took the thermostat cover off. I didn't check the gear oil yet, but it does shift, forward, neutral, reverse, everything works. I had to fix one screw clamp, had to torch it and heat it up, but it freed up. The other one was okay. And kill button, I replaced the wires. I made a video about it, but I'm not sure I'm going to release it because there's a lot of mistakes. But I found out with this particular motor, the ones from 1969 to 73 with the metal front one-piece panels, you have to put the button through the outside and the nut goes on the inner side of the inner cowling. Then you run your wires and either crimp your ends or solder them and hook them up to your magneto. But you have to put the button through first, then put the nut on through the wires, then put the ends on the wires, because if not, it's a pain in the neck. So apparently at the factory, they must have put them on the sub-assemblies, you know, and did exactly what I said, and crimped the ends on once they installed it on the motor. That's the only way. And that's the only motor I know that's like that. All the other ones you could fit through the front panel, no problem. They got a plate that fills up the space, so you could install it in and out without taking the whole damn thing apart. But anyway, this is the closing of this number 2, and I'm really glad how it runs. "25 years, brought back from the dead, one motor at a time." And folks, the bottom line is, it's all in fun. I didn't curse on this motor once, and I had some problems with it, but I didn't curse once. And that's rare for me. But have a good one, and thanks for watching. Stay tuned for number 3 coming up soon. Thank you. The Outboard Tinkerer signs off. Adios, amigos.